Hi, good people. This is Deborah. Let me read the disclaimer. All information provided on this channel is for educational purposes only, and this channel does not promote or encourage misuse of the information. Remember, your thoughts and opinions matter. I will use words not intending to offend people, but to describe my point of view and how I see things. Take what resonates with you and what does not resonate with you, put it on the shelf or throw it away. This particular video is about two faces. You probably haven't noticed that, but the lower and higher self of you has two faces to it. Most people are still walking in their illusional face. That's that face that walk blindly in the illusion of thinking it knows. That's the intellect of thinking it knows, but yet it does not know. And so that's called the lower self of you. Um, we have two faces, the lower and the higher. What was hidden is coming up now with everybody. In this Aquarius cycle that we're in, it is revealing it is revealing everything hidden. It's bringing it to surface whether you want it to come or not. So therefore, those that have the eye to see is not the third eye, it is the single eye. And those that have the single eye to see, they will see the illusion within, and they will hear the illusion within people, because they know what they're saying and what they're doing and what they're gravitating to. They know it's not true. Um, this period of Aquarius exposed the two sides we all have. You see a side of yourself you have no clue about. Accept it, admit it, and forgive yourself and forgive others. And this starts the healing process for you. If you don't do that, it's going to cause you grief and pain. It's like a pressure point. It's like Aquarius will apply pressure to you if you don't. You can't, this is something you can't run from. In time past, when we had negative things to happen to us, we could bury it by working a lot of hours. We could bury it by hanging out with our girlfriends. We could bury it as long as we keep busy. That's not where we're at now. You can't bury nothing now because Aquarius is going to expose you. That's why you see everybody's getting exposed. That's why you see Hollywood is getting exposed. To political arena is getting exposed. I have to literally smile with the political arena. I can't really say what I really feel right now because of YouTube, but I tell you, the political arena thinks that people are dumb and stupid, and they're not. Not everybody, anyway. Okay, people have two faces, the physical and the spiritual. And both physical and spiritual manifest energy because you are energy. It doesn't matter whether you are speaking from your spiritual self or speaking from your lower self. Your thoughts, your speech is going to manifest. It's either going to manifest something negative if you're speaking negative, or it's going to manifest something positive if you're speaking positive. It doesn't matter. It's energy that's going to do what you think for it to do. Now, what you experience in the physical realm is energy, vibrating in alignment with the physical realm, the physical world. But becoming aware of and tapping into your lower and higher frequency, you understand your true nature more. When both the lower and higher selves are in harmony, it becomes a source of empowerment, putting you in the driver's seat or your spiritual or on your spiritual journey. I say that a lot, and I've tried giving you the lower and higher self in different forms, in different videos, because this is a period where you're really going to have to deal with self, your lower and your higher self. You're not going to be able to raise your frequency ignoring your higher self. To ignore your higher self will cause you to be rebellion. And the more rebellion you are, the more things will happen in your life that are negative. Sorry, I didn't make that. That's just the way it is. The lower self. The first low chakra is the root. The next one is the sacral and are associated with the lower self. These chakras are energy centers in the body, and what they are, they are unbalanced. They can lead to a disconnected state from your spiritual nature. The third chakra, which is the solar plexus, that's the one everybody talk about, and they say that that's the soul, that's the one connected to the sun. Um, that solar plexus is negative. It's going to be negative until you enter into your higher self. It has to be purified too, because the first three chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, or the navel chakra, the solar plexus is connected to the earth. The heart chakra, when you reach the heart chakra, which is not that pumps the blood, it's in the head. It's called the cerebrum. That is your heart chakra. That's when you begin to really uh, enter into the spiritual realm. And as long as you are raising your frequency, you're staying that a lot. But if you're going back and forth from your lower self and your higher self, you'll see the difference. Just pay attention to yourself. Um, However, when you connected with the heart chakra, you enter into your higher self mindset. The lower self exits disconnected from the spiritual nature. When operating from the lower self, you are trapped in fear. Fear is the biggest one. FEAR, that's the biggest one. It is fear that causes you not to elevate. It is fear that causes negative things to happen to you. It is fear that the physical uh, self focuses on. Fear is the number one enemy to your growth. Um, so worry is another one. Envy is another one. I'd like to say jealous, envy, jealous, strife, arguing all the time, or want to argue, pick fights all the time, wrath, always angry, uncleanliness is in different forms. You can be physically a nasty person, you can be mentally a nasty person, and everything that you do is nasty. So uncleanliness has to do with that. Now, witchcraft is those that you think that witchcraft has to do with what they call witches. That's not. Is Witchcraft has to do with the mixing of herbs. uh and I'm gonna let you sit on that one. Murder, drunkenness, disempowerment. The lower self operates strictly from the ego, which is the I am. In your Bible, the I am is the lower ego, which is um, the Bible Concordance G 1473 is enemy. EIMI is enemy. And enemy is the I am, which is the ego. The part of your mind responsible for your sense of identity and self-esteem. You're gonna need your ego, but it needs to be put in check. Your ego is the one that will encourage you when you have nobody around you that give you encouragement. Your ego will encourage you, but a different way. Your ego will, when your ego is in check, it will strengthen you by saying, "I can do it." It will. It's like an encourager when your single eye is open. It's like an encourager. When it's not open, your ego, you're going to brag about how smart you are and how dumb other people. In other words, you use people. Uh, you will put the people down to lift yourself up. That's how you know that you are not elevating. Um, yeah, because people think that the ego has to be. You don't have to get rid of the ego. That's a false statement. It just has to be. Uh, It has to be massaged. It has to be educated. It has to be uh, the words has to be different with the ego, and that's a hard job now. That's not something easy because you're born with that ego. You develop the ego. You develop the ego when you start getting in competition with somebody, and that starts in elementary school. I think for me it was like third grade. Now, when you experience a powerful negative emotion, your consciousness is the solar plexus. Okay, I don't like that word consciousness because it's like con somebody. Can travel and exist within the lower aspects of your being. Finding meaning and purpose in your experience can be challenging when you are here. However, if you are aware, you can use the experiences of the higher self to help uncover conscious programming and beliefs. When you start, how you know that you're in your higher self, your higher self, you're listening to your higher self. Your higher self will actually strip you. It will strip you first of the things that is not good for you, that operates in the intellect. That's what your higher self does for you, and you appreciate it. Your higher self is the one that will tell you to go to the left and not go to the right. Of course, the intellect, the I am, the ego, is going to be right there wrestling with the higher self, telling you, no, go to the right, go to the right. So, understanding and embracing these aspects can be powerful catalysts for your personal growth, igniting a fire within you to reach new spiritual height. Now, I'm going to tell you something. There is a fire that's on you, and it's not an earthly fire. It's not the kind of fire that you take a lighter and light somebody up. It's a spiritual fire. It's that heat that you know that it comes from a place that is not earthly. So that's another reason. That's another way. If you are finding yourself cold, 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 there's a difference between the coldness and the heat. The heat is when you're elevating, the coldness is when you're not. It'll be like a refrigerator cold. Uh, so, this knowledge empowers you to take control of your spiritual journey, inspiring you to live a more purposely and fulfilling life. Suppose your primary mission is life only to accumulate more money. In that case, this is a sign that you are operating in your lower self. Therefore, you can gain the world without spiritual knowledge and will lose it because without spiritual wisdom, your house becomes empty. And most people lose their money. They gain it and they lose it because it takes wisdom to teach you how to keep it or to use it or to invest in it. Spiritual wisdom is, in this context, referred to understanding and an application of universal truth and laws, which can guide us toward a more fulfilling and purposeful life. Now, the higher self. The higher self is an aspect of you that access the higher dimension planes of reality. It is your spiritual empowerment, your key to navigating your existence, universal laws, and truth. Your higher self is your constant companion, always there to guide you. A lot of people ignore because 9 times out of 10, your higher self is going to tell you to do something you don't want to do. For instance, you may decide, oh, I want to get off from work and get me a glass of wine or 2 glasses of wine because I've worked hard today. Your higher self will say you, no, you don't need to be drinking and driving, no matter if it's a small amount, and you ignore the higher self. Many times the higher self is talking, but the higher self is trying to keep you from hurting yourself physically and mentally because alcohol is not no good for nobody. And do I think I qualify to tell people? Yes, because I was definitely one of those. Um, it watches over you, helping you navigate your past and future lives as part of your soul journey. Knowing this can bring a sense of comfort and reassurance, especially during challenging times. If you ever feel a nudge in a specific direction, have an intuitive download or gain insight or clarity out of the blue, this is a sign that your higher self is helping you along the way. It's important to remember that your higher self is not out of reach. Through the transformative practice of meditation, you can access this profound wisdom. This knowledge can bring hope and encouragement, reminding you that you have the power to connect with your higher self and navigate your spiritual journey. Slowing down the mind, disconnecting from the body, and intending to connect with your higher self will grant you access to a new found power. Now, meditation techniques such as deep breathing, visualization, or mantra repetitive can facilitate this connection. Your soul, spirit, intuition, guidance, higher levels of knowledge, spiritual health, and light are and associated with the higher self. Um, there are other words that you know that is used for the word soul, spirit, essence, inner self, psyche, core, being, heart, life force, spirit, inner being, self, vital essence, true self. Now, the higher self is the totality of your soul, the complete you. To experience the physical material plane of consciousness, which I like to use a different word, I like to use aware. A soul needs a vehicle, which is a physical body, to interact with. This vehicle or physical vessel cannot house the soul totally energy. So a portion of that energy is transferred into the vessel, leaving the balance in the originating realm as what is referred to as the higher self. It is also referred to as subconscious. So we are constantly connected with the higher self, whether we know it or not. It is a conscious awareness of this that we that many are trying to achieve. The conscious being you, the experience. Um, I wanted to just do a quick video on that again. I had did a very long video of that some time ago, and I removed it. But maybe you paying attention to yourself, your ways, your behavior, your speech, the people that you have in your circle. Uh, that is something that you might want to do. I let me just say this. There's a young man that I know. His mother is a religious female, and he had a friend. The mother is like 30 years older than his friend, and she wound up dating the young man. This young man has been in the army, and he drinks continuously, and he do drugs continuously. I can relate to him because I didn't do the drug, but I did the drinking. So, and he does it day and night, and he cannot handle his responsibility, like having his own place to live at, uh, paying his car note, insurance, and all that stuff, because he uses the money to pay for the drugs and the alcohol, and so he wind up often going back to his mother home to live. And when he goes there, the young man, which was his friend, is there, and he does not like that. So my son told him that you can't go to somebody's house whether you like it. And yes, his mother was wrong because she shouldn't have never start dating his friend, which was 30 years younger. Because when you start dating people that young, all they want is your money, whatever you can do for them. But he would go to her home after he's not able to pay for anything, and try to tell her how to live her life with this young man. And that is an example of low vibration. And not only does he do that, he's very judgmental. He doesn't see the things that he does, but he sees things that everybody else does in low vibration, but he doesn't see his own low vibration. That's the thing about being blind and low vibration. You may have an eye open to one side, but the other side is that you're blind to it. So I just think it's important that people look at who they are and what you're doing. You should be inside of you is when it talks about being a righteous judge, inside of you is what they call a righteous judge. And that righteous judge will show you what's wrong and right within yourself. That's a part of the higher self. It really does. You know, even things that you used to do and you still try to do them, your higher self will guide you from it. Um, you know, and that's even certain things may happen, certain situations may occur. Now keep in mind your higher self is spirit, is a spirit. So your spirit can go and do it whatever, because we left our uh habitat, our place of residency, which was in the spirit realm, uh, which is this realm is lower. So things that we could do in the spirit realm, we're not able to do it here. Well, we're limited. I'm putting it like that. We're limited. But when the higher self and the lower self merge together, it's powerful. Because right now I'm sitting here, I feel like I'm in an oven, and I promise you the air conditioning is on, and it's cold in here, but the power is just it's just an awesome thing. But I wanted to bring this to your attention, so hopefully you understand where I'm coming from, and enjoy the video.